Hello, everyone, and welcome to this moon phase reading. I'm sorry, it's a little bit late getting out there. The new moon was on November 1st. It is November 5th now. I'm a few days behind. I apologize for that. I hope everyone had a great Samhain, Halloween, and a great new moon as we move through all those energies from the last reading, trying to figure out what to disconnect from, what was bonding us and keeping us limited. It felt like there was a considerable amount of breakthrough energy that happened over this last weekend. So moving forward, this is going to be the moon phase for what we need to know during this, from the new moon, which occurred on November 1, through till the full moon on November 15th. It's going to be our last supermoon of the year. So, and given everything, I think it's going to end up being pretty powerful. So, let's see how that goes. I will be using the pendulum, and I have the Smith-Waite Tarot deck here. I'm going to go with the classic for this time of year, this season. So, what this is a reading for the general magical weather, what we need to know if we're going to work on doing any sort of manifesting, any sort of ritual work or prayer, anything that involves spirit. What do we need to know about sort of the magical weather that will be around us and might impact us? Maybe what we will choose to focus on. If it's going to be rainy and stormy, that may not be the best time to go plant a bunch of seeds, right? So this is sort of the magical weather for what you might want to focus on as we get towards this full moon period. So I will pull 3 cards, and then I will pull a final card from another deck as sort of a punctuation. I like to do that with my readings. Feels good right there. And all right, let's go. It's a wonderful pendulum I picked up about a year ago. It's a little carnelian pendulum. That's probably too far. Let's go right there. All right, let's see what the cards have to say for us. Okay, so those are our 3 cards. I'll move these over to the side here. See what comes. Knight of Swords. The 4 of Pentacles. And 10 of Swords. Okay. So I think moving forward into this period of the full moon, the activity is still going to be very strong. There's going to be a lot of I almost feel like there's this push me, pull you energy, this energy of I really want to get all the things done and everything's moving so fast and I can't get them all done. And that's sort of that Knight of Swords rushing into things. But then we want to hold on to things that maybe we should be letting go, which is the 4 of Pentacles, right? It can be about miserliness. It can be about holding on too tightly. And so there's this, I want to go forward, but I want to hold back and hold on to things. And then the 10 of Swords is very much an energy of just exhaustion or just being tired of working through all of this. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a coughing fit there. It feels like there's a balance to be had here. It it feels like it's not going to be a great time for charging forward, and it's not going to be a great time for holding on to things that we think are precious. It is a time of ending as we get into this last supermoon, as we get into this harvest season, this time of completions. And what always happens in the autumn, right? A lot of things finish up. If you're wanting to work on something that you can bring to an ending, I think you'll have great success. I think you'll have to let some things go. Some people may be holding on to things too tightly, and you need to be able to embrace this charge forward, because there's a lot of forward energy. I'm feeling a lot of forward energy with this period as we get into the full moon. And I think it's going to be too much for some people. And some people are going to want to hold up and like turtle up. And I'm not sure that's going to be the way to go. Of course, do what is healthy for you. Do what feels right in your heart ultimately, right? I feel like this is a time of a lot of success. So if you want to put some energy towards manifesting that success and that ending and completion, I feel like by the time the full moons hit, we're going to be pretty tired. And the goal is not to be this tired. The goal is to moderate. I kind of feel like I'm surprised the Temperance card didn't show up here. In my head, I'm like seeing the Temperance card. Actually, I'm gonna do something here. I don't normally do this. I'm gonna pull a card by hand. Just gonna pull a card by hand. Where does it want me to go? Over here. This one. The Hermit. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is about okay. There is going to be a lot of action for moving forward, and I think you can tap into that energy, but you need to be careful. You need to be careful and to be ready to retreat and fall back if you feel yourself too swept away, which is definitely the Knight of Swords card. The Knight of Swords card isn't the King of Swords. He can think too much. He can charge into things without thinking. Okay, as a perfect example, almost of the energy that we are going to be experiencing over the next 2 weeks as we get to this full moon on the 15th, this is what happened. I want to put this card aside for a minute. I was in such a hurry to get this reading out to you guys because I felt like it was behind and I felt like I needed to charge forward and get this done. I neglected to really take a look at my equipment, and the USB microphone that I use did not have a full charge. So therefore, once again, it died on the very last end of the reading. Now, luckily, I had said what I think is important about this, but what was lost was this final punctuation card, which I will get to. But this is an example. I knew better. The Hermit knows better. I know better. I should have checked everything. I should have double checked. I should have gone ahead and charged it first all the way up to full and made sure. And I didn't. And so therefore I crashed and burned, right? There is a high potential for, if you are not careful, there is a high potential for you to feel completely exhausted, crashed, and burned around the 15th of November this month. Okay? So this energy don't play. Okay? But you know from your time being secluded, your own inner knowing that your own lantern, right? You know what you are capable of and when the limit is too much. Don't go past that. Hoard that a little bit if you have to. Be careful about how you work in the realms of the physical. All right. So this is the punctuation card. This is from the Angels and Ancestors deck. I use this as a punctuation card, and I pulled this with the pendulum. You're just going to have to believe me on this one. And I'm not going to redo it. You know how I do this. So if you've seen my other readings, but this is the card, and I'm keeping it because it's absolutely perfect. Mountains, stand your ground. Be grounded. It punctuates everything that I have said on this reading leading up to the full moon. And know when enough is enough. Stand your ground. Say no if you have to, or stand your ground and say yes. But be very mindful of your energy. Do not it's going to be really easy. And I think some of you are going to get to like the 13th and be like, I'm exhausted. I wonder why. This is why. This is why. This guy. Okay? It's because you didn't stand your ground. You didn't stay grounded. So be very careful. You got this. I believe in all of us. I think it's going to be there's going to be a ton of energy to use for magical work. Okay? It's just going to be a matter of how you work with it, and it needs to be done carefully and mindfully. All right? Okay. If you have any questions about this, any comments you want, or something else you see that I'm missing, put it down in the comments below. I love interaction on these videos, so please feel free. You can also contact me at alongadifferentpath@gmail.com. You can contact me on Instagram. I'll put this reading, part of this reading up there, or at least a picture of the reading. But you can contact me there easily. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe. I try and get these out every moon phase as long as things aren't going crazy. And yeah, if you like a reading with me, feel free to contact me. My books are open and I would love to do a reading with you. I could do it over video chat. All right, everybody, take care over the next few days, and I will see you just before the 15th. All right, be well. Bye-bye.